Sometimes I don't even check what it is or the title, and I click, and it'll just be like, ooh, lesbian scene.
Okay.
And then like, ooh, what's going on here? And then, oh, it's not a lesbian scene. One of the girls has a penis.
Welcome back to one of the most monumental, important episodes of The Careful Boys ever. This is the Hot Seat episode featuring Joe Jitsukawa.
Wow! I have to say that I feel so bad for all of our guests sitting here because this fucking chair sucks, bro, with the Apple box.
It's a lawn chair.
Look, I got my feet dangling like Taika.
It's like when you go to the barber as a kid. And you're not tall enough, yeah.
I'm like, no wonder people are like leaning and this shit like looks like it's gonna break.
Yeah,
like,
don't lean too much. I think it will flip over.
It will.
But that's the best part is that we lecture them. We're like, don't lean too much. Don't lean. It's jiggling.
It's like, what do you do?
All right, it's their fault.
So if you guys watched the video before where we discussed Joe's Hot Seat questions and he wasn't here,
Joe has not watched this.
he did not watch it.
They told me specifically, wait for your hot seat. Because when it came out, I was excited. I was like, oh shit. What should I do?
We did that video like months ago.
And Hannah almost told me, she was like, oh, you want to know? I'm like, no. They told me I can't find out. So I was like, it'll be fun to do the video and then watch afterwards.
Yeah, what a good sport.
Yeah.
Of course,
I mean, that's what makes good entertainment, though.
Very true. Very true.
as tradition goes, Bart is going to start off with the coldest question. This one is not a predetermined.
Why are you so disappointed?
Because this is when people tune out.
No.
This is the best thing to start the whole video
trust
with
me,
for
yeah.
sure.
Hopefully it's better than Nikki. Are you stuck in a mango?
And then Nikki's got to go micro about it. Like, but what kind of mango? Is it like a big mango or a little mango?
This is way better. This is way better. Hey, Joe. If you had to redesign the hand, how many fingers would you have?
6, easily.
Why?
Because
I said easily.
the opposable thumb helps with the grip, but sometimes I wish I had another opposable thumb on this side for even more grip.
Gripping what?
Jacking off.
Oh,
It's not even gripping what. It's like a totally action.
You wanted that eye contact
this
when he
one-
said jacking off. So.
Imagine it's like this, and then this one tickles your taint while you jack off.
Whoa, that's pretty legit. That's pretty legit.
Damn, that's pretty good though.
Like that. Imagine if you had a hand like this.
I feel like I've heard you talk.
Oh, wait, so it would be another thumb though, right? Yeah. Because you would want 2 thumbs.
Oh, yeah, it's like, imagine a hand like this. This is a hand right here.
That's a funny hand, dude.
For the taint,
That's the most best hand I've ever seen.
I can't imagine a better ad.
You're like, hey, can I get the number 3? It could be like this, or it could be like, get the number 3, and it'd be like that.
Or if you're German,
That's exactly why it's more useful, Bart.
this is how you do
Oh,
your
man.
German.
All right, starting with some of the questions that we pre-selected.
All right.
What's the last movie you saw 2 times?
2 times, bro?
Oh, that's fucking good.
Or does it count if you saw it like like almost 75%, and then you're like, oh fuck, I gotta watch it again to finish the 25%?
No, 2 full times.
2 full times.
Damn.
I think it's a pretty simple question.
how the fuck do you know what that means?
I don't fucking remember.
What about Indiana Jones?
You said you watched Indiana Jones.
Just said this shit. I listened to you.
Oh,
more than
I thought you meant back to back.
I listened to you more than you listen
It's
to
a
you.
simple question, Joe.
We've come to understand that you normally only watch movies once.
Yes,
and then
1000%.
and then you want to be a movie writer.
No. The thing is, I want to watch it once, forget it. I don't want to know what's gonna happen next.
That's fair.
Let me forget it and then watch it from a different lens.
Okay.
Because if I'm sitting there predicting everything and I'm like, oh, it's not that fun anymore.
Is there a movie that you watched for the second time recently?
Oh yeah, like all my childhood movies, I'm going through them again.
Oh, you're doing that?
That's why I
Oh.
did the Indiana Jones. I got to do the Back to the Future series.
Yay.
Those are movies that I would watch multiple times.
Nice.
But you haven't.
That's gonna be my next. After I just finished Indiana Jones.
So you haven't? Have you watched Back to the Future though?
I've watched it over like 20 times.
Okay.
Do you get mad at yourself when you can predict what's like? Like, do you know what's gonna happen? Don't know.
Yeah.
I want to be surprised. Yeah. I want to forget it so much too. I'm like, wow, the boulder. This is the scene that happens.
Another question. I don't know how we thought of this. Was can we read your recent text to the group chat? Whatever that is.
Yeah. Tell me what I wrote.
Yeah.
It just says, "Okay, let me see if they can get that sorted before our next shoot." Oh,
Oh, that was the mic.
That's logistical.
because the mic was all.
The mic was.
Yeah.
You want to do a funnier one?
It's Careful Boy chat.
Oh wait, no. Actually, the last thing you sent was Long 10 Cafe. That's the real one.
What was the motive behind that? Was it like
Long 10 Cafe?
no, like
Oh.
like the shit that I say in the group chat?
Yeah, we just wanted to see. By then, you might have said something so insane that it would have been funny. But hey,
Okay, I got one.
All right.
WTF. That's what he said.
WTF? What the
Let me
fuck?
find it. Let me look
I got
through
another
it.
one. I got another one.
Because sometimes they are
Happy
funny.
Thanksgiving, guys. Look forward to every time we have our talkathons and appreciate you.
Because I think sometimes
Wow,
they're really
that's
funny,
nice. That was
and then
nice.
sometimes, like the whole conversation is going one way, and it's just something really random.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Joe. Like, Joe, like, posts like a fucking random link where, like, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Which is basically our regular conversation.
Yeah, exactly. But just in text form.
But that's why he's pure and genuine.
yeah. What's the most recent porn you busted a nut to?
Oh man. Throw me my phone over there.
Throw me my
It's
phone.
on. It's like bookmarked.
No, I can see my history.
History?
Oh, hey, look, this is corporate Joe. Here we go. Maybe we can do a short lunch too, so we can get more articles in.
Classic.
You know how much we need the lunch to eat and get sustenance.
The title is IT specialist picks up Ukrainian beauty and fucks her.
Oh shit!
Wow.
And which thing did you type? The Ukrainian, the IT?
I look at the pictures, and I've gotten in trouble so many times. As you guys know on the show, like sometimes I don't even check what it is or the title, and I click, and it'll just be like, "Ooh, lesbian scene,"
Okay.
you know. And ooh, there's a threesome. There's another guy, and then like, ooh, what's going on here? And then it's not a lesbian scene. One of the girls has a penis.
Oh.
But that's okay. What's gonna happen now?
surprise.
And then he grabs her and starts sucking the shit out of it. I'm like, that's not what I bargained for.
Is this last one? Is it? Did you jack to it or did you bust to it?
That's the last one. I bust to it. And what I do now these days?
Which part? When he grabbed her and started sucking it, is that when he busted?
No.
Yeah.
I try to time it
Yeah.
with the guy. It's more intimate.
Okay.
I think everyone does it. You try to time it at the same time, but sometimes it's just too intense and you just release. And then I feel guilty because I couldn't meet my goal.
So you keep skipping past the girl part so you can get to the guy. You know when they come.
Taint shot.
Yeah.
And then you leave them hanging because you ended early.
What's if you had to rehire? If you had to rehire
I'll fire you guys first.
an ex from JK, which one would it be?
Oh, fuck.
Ex girlfriend or ex?
How many ex-girlfriends are there?
I don't know. I'm just throwing.
Ex-member.
Because if there's not a lot of ex-girlfriends, then yeah, ex-member, just
All right.
member, yeah.
There's one guy that I was really curious of how things would turn out if he stayed with us.
Huh.
And I can't really disclose his name because you know, I want to protect his identity because I do like him.
Okay.
But he was a fucking klepto. And we told this story where this guy,
Shit.
back in the day,
Oh, save it dough?
we would be losing shit, right? And then we're just like, man, we're so forgetful, aren't we, Bart? Yeah, we're so fucking mindless here. And then we're like, oh, we lost this lens. And he goes, oh, I got the same one. I'll let you guys borrow it. And we're like, oh, shit, for real? Hey, you're so nice, man. Yeah, bring it over here. And then, like, we would keep losing shit, and he would keep letting us borrow things that we lost, right? And then one day...
But keep in mind, it's also during the time where it's like there's only the one camera everyone used.
Okay.
The So like right now, like there's so much shit now that every studio has different shit. It was like it's like the Canon 5D Mark II era. Everyone had that one thing. So it was like
With the 2470 lens.
yeah, everyone that showed up had that gear. So it was like I could see. It's weird that it's so coincidental, but everyone has this.
It's like everyone has Rode mics.
Yeah.
Everyone has fucking Shure SMBs for fucking podcasts.
Yeah.
It's the same shit, right? Mm-hmm. So one day, the girl I was living with at the time, she found an iPhone from school. She picked up. She goes, "Oh, I should find their owner, right?" And we were filming, so she's like, "Ooh, let me get out of the way." She left it on the counter, and then she walked away. And then Gio saw that she just put it on the counter and it's gone. And she looked up and she saw the intern, like, fucking waddle into the car like this. She goes, he took it. And then me and Bart like, oh, fuck. So we fucking boned out there. We ran over there, right? We're like, hey, dude. Before that, he opens his car, throws something in, and he closes it real quick. And we're like, hey, dude, did you just take the iPhone? He goes, what? No, I didn't do nothing.
Oh, and keep in mind, like, Jill had her eyes on him because when he was around, he would she would notice, like, when she leaves her desk to go use the bathroom, like, when he comes back, like, the laptop will be flipped over. So she'll, like, purposely do things to her items. Oh. Just to check. And then when she comes back, it's the other way. And then she's like, okay, so this guy fumbles through things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Gio's planting iPhones in this fucking guy?
Yeah.
So you liked him?
Well, let me get to the part where...
So everybody's still confused.
Joe
right?
doesn't hire for talent if you haven't found out.
Oh, we found out.
Not in that way, you son of a bitch.
We took a hard look in the mirror.
I'm doing his face.
Oh, okay. He's talented in many ways. So we go confront him.
Why'd you say it like that?
Yeah, like he jerked you off.
Like he sucked,
He's all touching his throat.
he sucked your penis.
And then this guy goes, I feel so uncomfortable right now. I'm getting an anxiety attack that you would accuse me with such a thing. And we're like, oh, it's cool. Like, it's not a big deal. We just want to see proof.
We talked to him so chill, too.
Yeah. And he goes, I'll show you everything if that's what you want to see. And he popped out his fucking trunk. And then we're like, nah, we saw you close the back door to your seat. It's in the back seat. And at the same time, too, I had like a TV with a VCR set and stuff. And I just gave it to him that same day. So he had that in the back. And then all this stuff.
And he's got Julia tied up blindfolded with a book. He's like, see, I got all this shit. You gave me this shit.
And then
The funny thing is, like, we were... You know when a kid is trying to reveal, like, that they're innocent? It was like that. Because we came out and we're like, hey, we hate to do this to you, but we'd have been having things missing, and this is the last recent thing that's missing. We're going to check everyone. Can we check you first? He's like, oh, you want to check? Sure, I'll show you everything. And he's opening all the doors except for the one that we asked. Oh, can we open the trunk? He's like, oh, you can't took anything? And he opened the back door. Oh, you want to
see my in the trunk? Look at my pocket. Look.
So he showed
His misdirection's good.
Besides what me and Joe like, oh, can we see?
He's a mage.
so funny.
He's a mage.
To me, that was so funny watching this dude sweat that I was just, it was weird. It was like happy torture. Like you're laughing at this guy in your heart.
Because we thought we were gonna whoop his ass.
You know. And then
But then we're like, oh, okay, this guy's killing himself.
Yeah. But we had to keep a straight face. So I was just like, hey, dude, so you got a couple options. It's like, one, you just peacefully just let us see it. Give it back to us, Mm-hmm. Two, we'll beat your ass. Or,
Oh shit!
or we call the cops and handle it legally if you feel threatened. If you feel like you need the cops to be here and you want to do it that way, we have 3 options. And then he's all like, okay, I'll just show you everything. And then he starts going through opening all the stuff that it's obviously not there. And we're like, no, we want to see the back seat. And he goes, oh, I'm having a panic attack. I can't stand anymore. And he sits down, right? And he goes, oh, I can't breathe, right? And in the moment, we're like, dude, like, what do you want to do? And he goes, I just need a moment. And his fucking bird shits on him.
No way.
Like a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Because his car was parked on the street. He walks down like underneath where like the telephone or like the street light is. He sits down and goes, I just need a fucking moment. And it's literally like the timing was like,
Yeah.
like that.
And we were like, dude, even God is telling your ass right now, bro.
That's wild, dude.
And we were just looking at each other like,
I can't believe this is happening.
so fucking funny. Yeah, and then like, I don't know. So after that, he went home. He's all like, he called me immediately. He goes, you wouldn't believe what happened. I'm like, what happened, dude? He goes,
A bird shit on me.
no, he goes, the iPhone was in the VCR. I don't know how it got in there.
In the VCR, in his car.
How did that happen?
The VCR that Joe gave him.
He's like, maybe when I blindfolded Julia, she put it in there. Snuck it in.
That son of a bitch.
It was Julia that did it.
Julia did
And
it.
that's when Bart was like, oh, dude, this guy stole our lens and everything. Because he
so
matched the
sad.
serial number to the box and everything. We're like, dude, it's you. Just bring it back.
I have to say, can I just say, what a generous thief. The fact that he steals shit from me, he's like, I'll let you guys use your shit. It's fine. That's kind of different.
But so what's the fucking upside again? Like,
So,
why-
okay, so the upside is,
So that's who Joe wants to bring back.
why would you want to bring it back?
he was one of our best interns. Like
How?
he was very attentive.
To steal
Yeah,
shit.
he's trying to steal.
He's like,
Attention to detail.
so every single, like we would have a hot seat. Like, I mean, like hot shoot. Like it's really hot. Everyone's fucking dripping in
Okay.
sweat. And then he's like, everyone's getting exhausted,
Mm-hmm.
but this dude is running over, patting people on the forehead, like, Bart, you're sweating. Do you need water? And like, he's there.
Meanwhile, he's got the AC unit in his car.
You're sweating. You're sweating. He's like, yeah, okay.
Oh my god, yeah.
But not only that,
Stealing Bart's phone.
Dude, you get
Whoa, my Wu chain, whoa.
Because he's like one of the, you know, when people that are like good at a job, when they come in, they just kind of like fill all the roles and like all the in betweens, right? So he's the kind of guy that's like we do the bare minimum, roll. Like he'll probably wipe all 3 lenses every single time.
Yeah, wipe lenses and take them?
Probably. Like, but he,
I don't know, guys.
like if he sees something being repeated, he adds an efficiency to that so that it's smoother the next time.
Okay.
so that's one point. But the other point is my entertainment. Like when I saw this guy crumble, I thought that was so funny, and I wanted to repeat that over and over. So I wanted him to steal so I could catch him.
Steal more shit.
Because catching people in the act, it's like Chris Hansen, right?
Right, it's like watching
people fucking
episodes of it over and
shitting,
over.
and it's.
Okay.
I think it's so funny.
Can I have some pizza? That guy's the fucking best.
But yeah, it was that.
Can I eat a slice right now?
I don't know.
Okay, how about this one? Now that it's a 16-minute, 18-second.
Oh, we're at least doing
This is
40 minutes for Joe, dude.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, man. We're doing
Yeah,
parts.
Get a little more personal.
I'll miss my flight.
I don't want to be here, but I'll be here for this.
Yeah, this is good.
What's your love language, and what do you think Hannah's is?
Okay, so
Great question.
both of us is definitely acts of service because of the way we both grew up. I'm getting better at words of affirmation.
Okay.
So, but I think all women have that's very important still.
Yeah.
Like no matter what culture, like it's very important to like
Yeah,
constantly remind them. Because it's like, man, I fucking worked hard to be with you, but I still got to tell you and like you forget or what?
They do forget.
Right.
Yeah.
Very forgetful.
Acts of service and quality time. You know, that's a pretty big one for me. Because I've noticed over the years the things that I thought I was, I'm like, oh man, all I need is fucking acts of service. That's all I need. But then I'm like, oh no, that's what I thought I needed. But in reality, like I'm always going on adventures with her and shit, and it's fucking hilarious. It's awesome. And I was like, but that's a part of my relationships that I always liked. Like it's the friend aspect. Yeah.
And hers is the same as you said?
I think hers is similar to me, but expressed differently. So like acts of service to me might be like, yo, thanks for like helping, like being thoughtful, and like you knew I didn't have time to do this, but you helped me finish it up, or like it's a task. Hers might be like, it's thoughtful because I heard that, like, you know, from maybe she was on the phone and she goes, oh, I like doing this thing, and I was like, I heard it, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do that for her the next time or something. Yeah.
I have never heard you say a bad thing about Hannah. Is that some kind of bullshit? Or have you maybe found someone who is more to your love language? Like
100%.
Yeah.
I feel completely understood for, you know,
That's fucking awesome.
yeah, for the
dude.
first time in my life.
But didn't I break you up from your ex and like I had a malicious reason for doing so?
You son of a bitch, Steve. You fucking took me away. Goddamn.
Break the
Steve.
chair, dude.
So do you subscribe to Steve Green Theory now, or
I always knew you were against me and trying to ruin me, but I'm not gonna let you take me down, motherfucker. I will never let. No, it's one of those things where you don't know what you're missing until you encounter this type of relationship, and then you go, oh, so this is how it's like when two people that get along and they see the world the same way, like kind of come together. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And if you're around a world where you know, everyone's in a dysfunctional relationship in your family and whatever, you don't have a good example, then you think that is normal.
yes, you do.
Yeah. And then so if you don't have good role models, like, and also if your peers are going through the same kind of like work out. Yeah, like they're just working out their differences.
And like, it's normal. Relationships is suffering. It's like you take your finger, put in the pinprick, and it fucking hurts. It's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Yeah, I went through that before. No, it's not like that. It shouldn't be like that.
But I do think the majority of the world thinks that's normal because that's what everyone does.
Yeah.
So if that's the majority, then you think, oh, okay, then that's it. And then one thing that surprised me about this relationship is how easy it is. Like I thought there would be more differences. Like we do fight, but it's a different kind of fight. Yeah.
Like with gloves on.
It's bickering.
Yeah. It's a lot of I'ma kill you, you know.
What's the number one way that you feel Hannah has made you a better person?
I don't rage. No, I'm just kidding. I still rage. No, I'm just kidding.
Which one is it?
I am confused right now.
Damn, dude, a better person?
If she hasn't, you can say it. If she hasn't.
Can I step in?
Yeah, what do you
Observer? No, so as a Joe observer and a fan, I love you. But I think, honestly, your breakup made you a better person. And then I think you were...
Because thanks to you, right?
No. Truly, like, you learned enough about yourself through the previous relationship to take the tools into the next relationship.
Yeah.
And then it was like a love language match. So then now you're like fucking clicking on all cylinders because you had all that. But like, I don't think you would have had that if you were just chilling in the last one.
It's definitely stepping stones, right? Like people shouldn't really look at all their past relationships as failures, but like different kind of parts where you can see different aspects of yourself, and if you can grow from that to the next point, then I think you get ready for that partner and mature that way. So like I don't know if she is like, oh, now I'm with the right one, so like now it's like the best. It's not really like that. Yeah, I think to back up what Steve is saying, I think it's like a stepping stone to, you know, being ready for that person. Yeah. 100%.
And I've seen it. That's what's so cool. I fucking have seen it. It's really awesome. Just as your bud, I love seeing it. But the coolest thing too, also about Hannah, is that she can hang, dude. Like with anybody. Like you bring her to all of us. She's not intimidated at all. She has military brothers. They're scarier than we'll ever be. Even like me and Anthony doing fucking 100 push-ups each.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah,
He speaks my love language because he said like, this is what he said to her. She was like, you know, I still got, because he was special forces and shit. He goes, I still got that international passport, and like if anything happens, you know, shit, I ain't afraid to use it. Meaning he'll come over and kill me himself. And when I heard that, I was like, dude, this guy loves you. You have a great family. And then, because that's my mentality of like, this is a dedicated brother.
Because that's an act of service he'll commit.
Act of service.
Of quality time.
But when most people hear that, they'll be like horrified, like, that's the kind of brother you have?
Yeah.
Like, why does he want to fucking hurt me?
So toxic.
Yeah. But then for me, I'm like, oh, dude, this guy, you have a really down loving family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool. This was a really good question, and it was Colleen who thought of it.
Oh, really?
But we were talking about you, and Colleen was basically expressing how nice you are, and a lot of people might not know that. But she wanted to know, do you feel that you receive the same quality of treatment that you give out?
I don't expect the same quality of treatment, and that's because I think long time ago, I made the realization that like what will happen is people will be themselves regardless of how you act. And so like you could be as kind and as giving, but if you have this mentality of like everything has to be reciprocated because I'm giving it to you, then what will eventually happen is that you'll feel like the world is taking advantage of you. And so I don't like that mentality. So for me, I'm like, well, I should also not be so, not self-righteous, but like, kind of like holding people hostage of my good deeds. So I just know that, hey, I'm not getting what I want out of this situation. So maybe this friendship is unbalanced, or this interaction is not really worth my time. And if you gauge every experience this way, then I think there might be traits about people that you don't like, but you can keep them around.
Did you have to get stepped on a lot to realize that, or is that just something that you've known inherently?
I don't know. But I do think like kind of like how me and Bart grew up with people that will, so like if someone gave us a death threat or something back in the day, like it was taken seriously, right? It's not just comments. Or like if you're from a certain world where like your sense of rules and everything is different, and then like your own friend can turn on you, or like there's jail time, and this is just a more battleground kind of place.
And like real consequences.
Real consequences. And in those situations, when you have guys that are like gang related or whatever, and they're still genuine nice people to you, I think you start to see like, oh, it doesn't matter what a person does. There's like great qualities in everybody, and what matters is your negotiation with this individual. I think, so then I don't look at people in the sense of like, hey, you're all scumbags. Although it's funny to say that, because I always say that. Everyone's a fucking moron or everyone's an idiot. But in reality, I think like everyone's mixed. Everyone's both God and the devil. Everyone's got all kinds of weird mixtures about them that we're like, yeah, you have likable traits. You might be a murderer, but there might be some good qualities about you too. And as long as you're not gonna kill me, I think we can have like a space. But I don't know. So I think kindness to me is like default. I think some people are just like, you have inherent traits, right? And I don't even see it as kindness. It's just like, I just enjoy doing certain things. Like if my love language is service or whatever, I just enjoy doing it. Yeah. And then I get the joy out of like treating people out or whatever. And I don't feel like you gotta do that to me.
You're not logging it. Like,
no. Yeah. But I do take note though. Cause like, let's say I'll go to dinner with someone, and I think it's fucking hilarious when you like kind of pay for their meals, and then they'll be like, you know what? You pay for so many meals, so this time we should pay half and half. I think that kind of shit is hilarious. And that's been done to me, right? So I take notes about that shit, because then it builds a profile about who this person is.
You better understand who they are.
It's like, you don't log that shit. No, I don't log that shit. But I take notes.
I write it down.
But I don't hold it against them. I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
And then like I like seeing people for who they are, so I let them be. I think what people do is they try to control, like, hey, I want you to be this way. So then like, if you behave a certain way, I gotta punish you. But for me, I want you to be the truest you, so I can really take notes of what kind of a fucking scumbag or a good person you are.
Is there something about you that you struggle to communicate, but you wish everyone knew?
I think that's been my whole life of feeling misunderstood. And I think that's why, like, with Hannah and everything, I have this autistic love person that understands without even having to say a lot of stuff, right? So, that helps a lot because I don't have to say things and then she gets it. And throughout life, like, you know, from parents and family members and people of authority, not understanding what I'm saying, but also me not being able to articulate, that's been a lifelong acceptance of, I just can't say what's in here sometimes, or maybe I'm not versed, I don't have enough words, and so I've accepted that. But I do think that it's never just one statement or thing that I want to get out. Like, I might be working on a thought or an idea or whatever it is, and I might just say conclusions or fragments because I've already worked out so much that it seems so simple. And then so I'll tie a conclusion together, and it's funny because when I look from third person, I'm like, what the fuck are you saying, you retard? But then a lot of times it makes a lot of sense. And I would like to have a more flushed out journey of how to bring people from A to Z on what I'm trying to explain.
I asked that question because you remind me a lot of Nikki. Like no, but really, like in the,
Super hot.
I just think you have a great ass. No, no, but like the way that
I was thinking it.
the earnestness that you approach everything is so admirable. Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, man, I wish you guys, like, if you got to meet Joe, you would know that the guy will be the first. If you're a new guest at JK, he'll be the first guy to like. you're like, oh, you like this shirt? Cool, let me give it to you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's Joe, right? Like, that's the Joe we all know. Like, if they're like, they have a problem with their car, he's like, oh my God, I have this car. And like, yeah, here's my guy. Fucking go there. He'll take care of you. Like, that's Joe. So like, but you don't always come across that way because like you're sitting in this chair and you're fucking around too. But that part of you is I think your biggest, like, that's why you're a glittering gem to me. But I don't think that you always communicate it that way. Yeah. Or at least it's received that way because of your communication skills, as far as representing yourself.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's been a lot of misunderstanding, like just labels over the years of like, oh, you're not emotional, you're not connected, or whatever it is, right? So it's like, I clearly observe what's happening, and I can see what's going on, and I might not be able to express it. But I think the difference is the way that people go into like the social role play. Like, let's say the way that you go up to a cashier and say like, hi, I would like to buy this. And the cashier be like, oh, how was your day? Right? It's like a script. I don't go by that average script in expressing oneself. So then when I see like, I don't want to say normal humans, but most people, they revert to a script that they were taught. Like by watching movies or how
their parents were.
Yeah, there's like this way of like, oh, this is what you're supposed to say. Yeah. Right? But then for me, it doesn't feel authentic. So I don't bother doing the thing that society does to express that thing. So then because I opted out of that completely, then I don't have the skill to do the thing that everyone else is doing.
What they expect.
Yeah. What you expect, because it's like, oh, when someone comes, you're supposed to, this is the polite thing to do. But then if I didn't grow up doing that, then it goes over my head. Yeah. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it does.
Last thing, real quick, just curiosity. When you're with Hannah, I probably don't know the answer, but I'm really curious. No, but when you're with Hannah, like, you know how when you get home, everybody knows this, and like you feel like you can just be yourself, but like if somebody else is there, you have to like put on. Yeah. Do you think you have to do that around Hannah or no?
I don't know how to put this it sounds bad, but it's almost like she's invisible.
That's awesome.
That's so fucking awesome.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, right? It's like I can be myself.
Yeah.
And same with her. She's like, I'm an introvert and I need to fucking recharge from all these people. But she goes, but when I'm with you, like, I can fully recharge.
Do you ever say that to her romantically? Like, oh my God, I love you so much. It's like you're invisible to me.
Like, I'm trying to find a better way to say it.
That is the best way to put it, honestly.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
But I've said it to her before.
You're golden.
I did say that to her, and it came off really wrong because it was like, it's almost like you're not even there. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, babe. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
No, but that is so good because that is honestly probably the worst thing about dating is like when you're there, you have to LARP that you're the best version of you.
Yeah.
But if you can get home and then relax and be yourself, and then it is like they're not there, but you're yourself, they feel just as comfortable as you do, and that's fucking kismet, bro. That's like when everything's clicking on 100.
And it's not only just being like, let's say in the past I've been myself, right? But I'd be in trouble for being myself.
Exactly.
So I think that's the difference. Is like,
what's just to dive into what would be the thing that would get you in trouble of you being yourself?
I don't know any specific examples, but I think like generally, okay, so this is like kind of exaggerating, but you know how you hear guys going like, oh yeah, when my girl's telling me like, oh, just tell me everything, and then you actually tell them and they get mad at you. Like those kind of situations. It's like a fucking setup for a
It's
joke.
incompatibility.
But I think it's just two people not using the same words. Like there's this one guru that I listened to, his name is like Sag Guru, and he said that basically like conversation is a conspiracy between two people, because these two people have to agree on the words and what they mean, because they can mean two different things, right? So like if this couple is like talking to each other and they're like, what do you mean by fucking that? And then they get into a fight, and then it's happened in so many of my past relationships, because then it's like the words that you're using, it's wrong to each other.
What do you mean you want me to be invisible?
Exactly, right? And then they take it as an offensive thing when you're trying to express love.
Right.
So I think that's been the case in the past. But like when you're in a relationship where like like where you kind of use the same verbiage or whatever, or you just see the world the same way, then it's like you don't get in trouble for expressing your thoughts and being who you are, because they know that
Where it's coming from.
yeah, they're giving you the benefit of the doubt. So it's like they know it's not malicious or whatever. So it creates this loving space where you can have honest conversations. And I think that's really difficult to do for most people. Yeah.
This is just a question for me. We don't have to keep this in. But like if
Would you rather fuck your mom or your dad?
Yep. You know the answer.
I already
I'll
know that.
rail my dad and bust inside of his ass.
Fuck your father-in-law or get fucked by your father.
Oh, my father-in-law is fucking probably way more romantic. My dad will
That's what you
fucking
want?
aggro fuck me, dude. Yeah, my stepdad's gonna be gentle, dude.
He wants romance.
So for having come in and like kind of getting to know you better, and also getting to know the drama that happened here before my time, I got to see kind of a whole other side and some facts that like kind of exonerate a lot of shit that I've seen said about you that were incorrect.
Oh, thank you very much.
But why? My question is, why don't you ever say anything? Like, there's so many things that put so much shit to rest.
Yeah.
But you just kind of go, eh.
I think so I'm very impulsive, right? I know that about myself. But on the flip side, I can kind of predict probabilities of what's probably going to happen if I act toward this way. So let's say someone says something about me online, right? And for me, it's inevitable. Like, I could clear my name, but it's a high probability that this will just continue drama, which is never the reason why I wanted to create and be online. So if I wanted to come here, my goal was just to make a fun space, then I'm going against the goal that I was gonna do. Even if it means I can clear my name or whatever, that's not the goal that I set to do. If my mission was to come out here and make like jokes and whatever, maybe some people will misunderstand, or maybe they'll make a decision and pass judgment upon me without even knowing the full story. That's really on them. So it's not really on me to like sit here and like fight the case, because then the focus will be about fighting the case. And how many other videos do I have to create to defend? And I think that was the path that I never wanted to go down. And so unless things get extreme and severe, like let's say I'm being accused of like a major crime, like I'm a Harvey Weinstein or some shit, and I really got to clear myself because no one could watch my content with that in the back of their minds, then obviously, yeah, that would hurt the viewer experience. But for me, no matter how big the drama might be, I know that it'll eventually pass, because it seems big and important, but people have to realize that no one gives a fuck about me and you. Like everyone gives a fuck about themselves, right? So this moment, it seems so intense, but in reality, they're busy with their own lives. They might be going through a breakup. They might have a family member that's dying. Like, these numbers behind the view, there's human beings with their own fucking issues, right? So I'm like, if you look at the hundreds of thousands of people out there that might be pissed or whatever, it's like, me, I'm just a minute of their entertainment and attention. And it doesn't fucking matter. But that's what I wish a lot of creators knew too, is like, yeah, you're important, but for the moment, like, you have a bigger mission to fucking accomplish. And do you really want to make it about you, like, telling everybody, actually, I'm right and they're wrong? And there's so many fucking people that get caught up in that, and I hate it. And I think that's been one of the biggest issues that I had, is I hate that about people, is like, they're more concerned about feeling right than being right. So like, when you're so concerned about like, oh, I want to be right and I want people to feel like my rightness, and I want people to validate how good and right I am, and it's like, then you're missing this fucking opportunity. You have a fucking audience. You have so many things you could be doing, like talking about who would you rather fuck, your mom or your dad.
By the way, that's a great question.
Huge. Which is why we deserve a streaming.
Yeah, then it's like, why don't we just focus on this? Like, and this shit will pass. Let's move on. And then the strong will survive. And then for me, that's really what it's all about. And I don't need to.
Also, to Joe's defense, though, like, and we've done this off camera. We talked about those similar things too. It's like, sometimes even to exonerate himself, would have to mean like taking down or talking shit about somebody else so that like the fans actually know. But like Joe's time and time again, so like that's not the point. He doesn't want to do that either. You know what I mean? So it's like to witness you on the more noble end, and just being like, look, it'll just pass. And like to choose not to like have to like correct everybody out there who's fucking tool that like hears one side of a story and wants to comment about it. That's also like, wow, we're willing to stick around and just be like, all right, we back them up too. So
Cool, cut my pay, let's go.
I'm punishing all the ones that I actually like in the Attitude Era.
Cut my pay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I respect that a lot.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Guys. Oh shit! I have to so bad.